This video is brought to you by catbeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. NXT review for tonight's show, June 21st, 2017. We had a few things that happened tonight, a few things that are setting up NXT television for the next couple of weeks, including Bobby Roode defending his NXT championship against Roderick Strong. We got Nikki Cross challenging Asuka after last week's chaos for the NXT Women's Championship, and that's going to be in a last women's standing match against the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. We got Sanity in action, the return of Ember Moon, Alistair Black in his first big match on NXT television against Kassius Ohno in the main event. A lot to talk about, man. So we're going to go over all that today right here on NXT Review for June 21st, 2017. Follow me on Twitter, guys, at JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below with the bell for your notifications of when I do upload a video. Hit that thumbs up if you are enjoying the videos on a daily basis. Thank you guys so very much. If you guys want to support the show, as always, patreon.com/JD from NY206. You guys get access to Off the Script Retro each and every week. Early access to Off the Script every single weekend. Make sure you guys go and do that, man. The best way to support the show, absolutely. The other great way is through Audible. audibletrial.com/off the script. 30 days free to try their service out. Only new listeners are able to do this. If you guys signed up already, you won't be able to partake. So all new listeners of the show, audibletrial.com/off the script. 30 days free to try their service out with one free audiobook of your choice. If you have an iPhone or Android device, you guys can download the Audible app and get ready to listen to whatever you want, man. Free book on Audible, and they're going to give you 30 days to try their service. Over 180,000 books to choose from, and if you guys cancel the service within those 30 days, you get to keep the audiobook for free, no matter what. audibletrial.com/off the script. And get your t-shirts, man. barbershopwindow.com/off the script. We are an official partner with Pro Wrestling Tees and Barbershop Window. I will be in Queens, New York tomorrow, and I will be visiting the House of Glory Academy once again. They are bringing me in to conduct my second interview. Last interview, I interviewed their world champion, Anthony Gangone. Tomorrow, I will be interviewing LAX, also known as EYFBO, in House of Glory. They are the House of Glory Tag Team Champions, and you guys might know them from TNA. They are the Impact Tag Team Champions, Santana and Ortiz. I will be interviewing them tomorrow, which you guys will see on their Facebook page, I'm sure sometime this weekend. Very excited about that. I got my questions ready, and it should be a good time, man. So thank you guys for everything that you do for this channel. Thank you for all the support. And let's get on with the review, man. Let's talk about NXT tonight. Show opened up with Ember Moon making her return from that shoulder injury. Remember, she got injured in that Women's Battle Royal where Asuka pretty much threw her like a lawn dart into the steel barricade. She injured herself. She was out about a month and a half. She missed TakeOver Chicago. It was supposed to be Ember Moon against Asuka inside that TakeOver event. It did not happen. So Ember Moon now got clearance to return. She went one-on-one with Peyton Royce, and obviously you guys know how this one went. Ember Moon, in a 10-minute affair, defeated Peyton Royce with the Eclipse. And I'll tell you what, man, Ember Moon looks like she don't have any ring rust whatsoever. You know, Peyton Royce, I'm enjoying Peyton Royce more and more every time I see her. I think she's one of the better women in NXT, to be honest with you. I just like her look. I like her demeanor. I like her attitude. She's getting better each and every time we do see her. But Ember Moon obviously is the one that's going to be challenging next for the NXT Women's Championship. No doubt in my mind that Asuka will defeat Nikki Cross next week. I did not read the spoilers, or I don't even know if it was taped, to be honest with you. But Ember Moon and Asuka looking like they're headed for a collision course at TakeOver Brooklyn 3 SummerSlam weekend. Ember Moon, no ring rust whatsoever. She wins with the Eclipse against Peyton Royce tonight on NXT television. We got Hideo Itami in a backstage segment. We have him catching up to Cassius Ohno. You know, Cassius Ohno and Hideo Itami have been going back and forth here. You know, Cassius Ohno was the the recipient of Hideo Itami's tirade after he lost to Bobby Roode at TakeOver Chicago. And then Hideo Itami apologized. And then Hideo Itami again, he kind of snapped on Oney Lorcan, giving him 3 GTSs. Kassius Ohno came out and made the save. Hideo Itami says that he wants to apologize. He's frustrated that he hasn't reached the heights and really lived up to the hype upon coming into NXT. And he's very frustrated that he hasn't achieved more in NXT. Kassius Ohno's like, listen, buddy, I know how you feel. I'm the same way. But we got a lot left in the tank. We just got to go out there and do it the right way. So I know you guys aren't no dummies. You're smelling a heel turn coming. Kassius Ohno, he's being the nice guy here. Hideo Itami trying to apologize after being frustrated week in and week out. He feels bad, and then he does it again. He feels bad. He does it again. The final time he's going to do it, it's gonna land the fucking GTS on Kassius Ohno, and then boom, that frustration is going to level Kassius Ohno, and Hideo Itami is going to turn into one of the better heels, I think, on NXT, man, because I think his demeanor and his attitude and his moveset really just fits a heel mold better than a babyface mold. So I think that's going to be very good for Hideo Itami in the long run, but it's coming. They're setting it up, and I can see those two going at it at TakeOver Brooklyn this coming August. So they're just planting those seeds on NXT television. But Kassius Ohno understands the frustration that Hideo Itami is feeling right now. The Ely brothers versus Sanity. Ely brothers really don't have anything built up as far as a tag team run so far. They're just thrown out there as enhancement talent right now. They do have a very good look, I must say. But they're going up against Eric Young and Alexander Wolf. This one was just very basic, very fundamental here. Looks like Sanity's going to be in the tag team division like I was hoping that they would be, because there's really no tag teams right now in NXT. And I think Sanity could really lend a nice veteran presence to the tag team division. They won with a belly-to-back suplex middle rope neckbreaker combination from Eric Young and Alexander Wolf. Eric Young with the neckbreaker there from the suplex position, held by Alexander Wolf, 1, 2, 3. And they pinned Uriel Ely for the pin. So that match barely lasted 4 minutes. Sanity with a dominating victory over the Ely brothers. At this point, really nothing of importance except for Ember Moon's return. And you're going to see her catapulted into the title picture soon enough for the NXT Women's Championship. We have Rachel Evers, who is the daughter, I believe, of Paul Ellering. She's going up against a repackaged Sonya Deville. And I like Sonya Deville's video packages. They really hyped her up as being something different amongst all the other women in NXT. She's got that MMA cage fighting background. She comes out looking like a gladiator warrior. She's got the gloves on. She's got the braids. Her hair pulled back. She's got this nasty attitude. And, it was a decent debut. It's not something that I'm going to sit here and rave about, to be honest with you. She's still green. You see that she's still green, but the potential is there. She really didn't come out to any crowd reaction. The crowd really doesn't know anything about her. They got to get affiliated and familiar with her. People knew who Rachel Evers was. I'm assuming they all knew her background and her pedigree. Sonya Deville, again, it's going to take a little bit. She's very different than everything we've seen so far with the women in NXT. It's not going to be an overnight process, but she's got a decent moveset. She hits hard. She's got those MMA knee strikes. She's got that MMA background. She brings something different to the table. It is what it is, man. She tapped out Rachel Evers with a Kimura at 3 minutes. So Sonya Deville looks like the next pet project for the officials in NXT. They're looking like they're going to build her up as something decent in NXT's women's division. So Sonya Deville defeats Rachel Evers at 3 minutes with a Kimura lock. Bobby Roode. This was the best thing of the entire show, man. Bobby Roode was in a photo shoot, and the cameraman was giving orders, and he's standing there in a nice blue suit with the NXT Championship draped over his shoulder. He's complaining, listen, I'm the NXT Champion. I give you the orders. I guess the cameraman was telling him how to stand and how to pose. All of a sudden, Bobby Roode stops what he's doing, and he sees Roderick Strong come into frame. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know where this was taking place. It might have been backstage at the Performance Center. I don't know. But you see Roderick Strong come into frame with his kid pushing the carriage with his wife. So Bobby Roode is doing this photo shoot. Roode said Strong's wife, if you want to be with a real man anytime, give me a call. So Roderick Strong at this point snapped, went after Bobby Roode. They get a couple of shots in on each other. The NXT talent that was waiting backstage, seeing the commotion, they heard the commotion, they all came out and they separated Bobby Roode and Roderick Strong from one another. Bobby Roode was like, you want me? You want a shot at the championship? And Roderick Strong is yelling, yeah, I want you. I want you. I can't wait to get my hands on you. So Bobby Roode willingly is giving Roderick Strong a NXT championship match, and that's going to be taking place in 2 weeks. It was broken up. Title shots given to Roderick Strong. It's going to be good, man. I can see Bobby Roode. I don't see Bobby Roode losing the title at all. But I can certainly see Roderick Strong looking very good in defeat. This is going to be his biggest test yet. And WWE has done a very nice job of getting Roderick Strong over so far with the video packages and a win over Eric Young and a win over Sanity and really kind of just conquering Sanity in the numbers game. I could see them really building him up and making him into a credible opponent for a future title reign. Now, we all talked about WWE needing an NXT mid-card title. I think Roderick Strong would fit that mold beautifully. I don't know if that's going to happen this year or in the future. I don't know. But Roderick Strong is going to look very good in that match against Bobby Roode, and it's really going to take Roderick Strong from the level he's to at least a little bit higher on the ladder. It's going to be very good. It's going to be a great match. Can't wait to see what those two guys can do. The match is set 2 weeks on the 400th episode of NXT. Bobby Roode defending the NXT Championship against Roderick Strong, his first NXT Championship match. Speaking of firsts, this is first for Aleister Black. His first real challenge on NXT. Aleister Black versus Kassius Ohno. Kassius Ohno this week looked like a sixth-string player for the Chicago Bulls. 1 week it's Sacramento, 1 week it's the Celtics, 1 week it's the Bulls. What's it going to be next week, Let's get some New York action over there, Cassius. Let's get some fucking orange and blue New York Knicks colors, man. This match went almost 20 minutes, man. One of the most hard-hitting matches you'll see on NXT. Aleister Black and Kassius Ohno, they started with some submissions, some hammer locks, a front face lock, headlocks in general. The feeling out process in the beginning of this thing. I knew it was going to turn ugly. Because the strikes and the way that they built up Aleister Black so far with those quick strikes, the knees, that black mass out of nowhere, Kassius Ohno being the knockout artist, Aleister Black's athleticism, he's not only known for his strikes, but the guy can fucking be athletic as anybody, man, Kassius Ohno, he's athletic for a big guy. I don't take anything away from him. I just don't like his appearance. I don't like his music. I don't like his ring gear. But the guy's fucking great in the ring, man. For a guy his size, he's athletic, and I don't discredit him whatsoever. They really played up the threat of Kassius Ohno hitting that black mass. Because Tom Phillips was like, will Kassius Ohno fade to black tonight on more than one occasion? That was the big thing. If Kassius Ohno was hit with that, it was over. So the first attempt at black mass, Kassius Ohno dodged it, and the athleticism of Aleister Black comes into play. He does that moonsault into the sitting Indian-style position, and I love that. Absolutely love it. But from there, we had elbows, and we had kicks. There was one elbow that leveled Aleister Black so hard from Kassius Ohno. He rolled outside the ring, and that was pretty much the turning point of the match. Kassius Ohno kept on the offense. At one point, he just let his guard down during this match. He was beating up on Aleister Black, and he imitated Aleister Black by sitting in the ring Indian style, and he just smiled. He completely took his eye off Aleister Black, and Aleister Black was trying to get back to a vertical base, and he was looking over at him like, are you fucking serious, guy? You're mocking me, and you're making fun of me? So Aleister Black gets up and fucking kicks him square in the back, and then they just continue to go at it one-on-one, man. There was a fucking brutal knee shot by Aleister Black to the jaw of Kassius Ohno. Kassius Ohno returned with a fucking huge roaring elbow that knocked Aleister Black down, But he went for the black mass again. Instead, he hit a spinning bicycle kick. 2 count to Kassius Ohno. Not that it really matters, but in the end here, we had Black Mass hit at 16 minutes and 45 seconds, and Kassius Ohno Aleister Black beats Kassius Ohno in his first real test here on NXT, man. Aleister Black is going to be a fucking stud in NXT, man. I see big things, and he's one of the few guys. I see Drew McIntyre, obviously Bobby Roode, but out of the new guys that have just come into the frame on NXT, you know, Aleister Black has got money written all over him, man. Really, it's not the first time I said that. He's got the ring entrance, he's got the theme music, he's got the look, and he's got the in-ring skill to get over. And I think he's going to be a major player for the future in WWE, man. I really do. You know, I love watching him. He's got the total package, and I'm going to enjoy watching him progress, and I'm going to enjoy watching him grow, man. He's something special to watch, and this is only the beginning for Aleister Black. This was his first real test, and it ended up being a very, very good, hard-hitting match with Kassius Ohno. Black Mass for the win against Kassius Ohno tonight on NXT. Speaking of Asuka, we have Asuka in the news quickly. She's defending the NXT Women's Championship against Nikki Cross next week in a last women's standing match. Asuka passed Goldberg's historic milestone of 173 victories without a loss, and she is still undefeated in singles competition. At this point, I wouldn't even think of beating Asuka. Ember Moon's going to be challenging for the NXT Women's Championship. I wouldn't even have Ember Moon defeat Asuka at this point. I would have Asuka remain undefeated, because you don't do this all this time just to have her beaten. Continue the streak, man. Now, her lengthy reign as champion continues to make accolades and WWE history. As of today, Asuka surpassed CM Punk and his 434 days as WWE champion. She has more than 440 days as champion for the NXT Women's Division. If she continues on her current path, she will eventually pass the longest reign by a champion ever, which is currently held by the New Day. They held the WWE Tag Team Championships for 483 days. She was just involved in a triple threat match for a championship on the last episode of NXT. The match ended in a no contest, and the show went off the air with both herself and Nikki Cross having gone through a table off the tech stage area right down to the ground through two tables, man. So that's coming next week, and that's a great statistic, man. That's a really great statistic, and like I said, at this point, I wouldn't even have Asuka defeated on NXT television. I would keep that going until she makes her debut on the main roster, and then I would have her continue it up there, and I would book Charlotte as the women's champion going into WrestleMania on SmackDown Live, and I would have her defend the title against Asuka at WrestleMania. To me, that is the biggest match that you could do for SmackDown Live this coming WrestleMania season. In this final piece of news, man, there's a former NXT superstar by the name of Marcus Lewis who wrote an open letter to WWE saying how their product can be improved. He originally posted the letter on his Facebook page, but it has since been deleted, of course. Tweet and delete, or update and delete. Same shit with everybody. In summary, Lewis believes that the company's creative team should get to know their talent better, collaborate on storylines, and create custom-made roles instead of interchangeable ones. This is what he said, and I quote, "In my quest for wrestling inspiration, I watched Raw, which I hadn't in well over a year. I think WWE really needs to stop recruiting wrestlers until they solve their screenwriting issues. I know a lot of these guys on a personal level. I've seen them in the ring, I've seen them do interviews, I know their personalities, and most importantly, I understand their characters. There is so much that could be done. I have no doubt that there's a detrimental level of laziness going on. Let me explain something that WWE has failed to understand. Pro wrestling is not MMA, and pro wrestling is not acting either. You cannot hand your guys scripts and have them act your play for the very simple reason that they're not actors. They will fail at that exercise. Their job isn't to fight either. You can't just have them wrestle and hope for the best. You cannot hope to recreate nor capture sports excitement intensity. That is not what you're dealing with. The wrestlers will fail at doing so. Get to know your performers on a personal level. Listen to them. Observe them. Know their strengths and their weaknesses. Study them. You should know everything about a Kalisto, a Gable, or a Cruz before you start putting pen to paper. It's crucial that you do so. Once you know your guys, start writing with them. Don't wait until Monday evening, 6 p.m. to tell them about your vision and then hand them a script. It takes weeks of preparation for a trained and experienced actor to pull a role off. A pro wrestler cannot remotely come close to succeed at such a task. Start brainstorming weeks, even months ahead. Go on the road with your wrestlers. Travel with them. Spend time with them. That way they'll have time to absorb the ideas and create a custom-made role. Same with the promos and interviews. Listen to how these guys and girls talk. Listen to their voice. Understand their vocabulary or literacy levels. You should know this inside out before you write anything for them. If not, you'll have these horribly painful microphone segments we're enduring with guys reciting lines they've learned an hour ago, trying to be someone they have absolutely nothing in common with, especially when it comes to the voice. It's hardly work, yes, 100%. But what do you want out of it? Do you want to write a mediocre show, poorly acted, or do you want to write a compelling, entertaining show that feels organic and real? Quit the Office versus Boys nonsense too. Vince or Triple H needs to see WWE creative more like a newspaper team. Be the editor-in-chief, so to speak. Lay out the general idea, but assign a multi-week, months storyline to a writer and send them on the road with 2 or 4 wrestlers they'll be writing for. Give them the freedom to write something good and trust this group to come up with something good and organic. Then you report back weeks before the deadline so the story is well explained, well understood, and fits into the bigger picture. That way it leaves enough time to rewrite if absolutely necessary. But then again, the decision makers need to start trusting their writers and talent as well as being prepared to put that kind of work in. Teamwork, I guess. It takes long-term planning and management, but once again, do you want a good show? Last but not least, you would alleviate a lot of frustration and passive aggressiveness from your performers. They'll be more involved, more motivated. They'll be doing the things that they love and bring a level of passion WWE is yet to see on screen. WWE needs to rethink what they do. They're missing out on what this show could be. I am not even going to add anything to what this guy says. This guy said absolutely everything 100% right down to the very last fucking quote that needs to happen. I have nothing more to add to that. I have absolutely nothing more to add to that. That was absolutely perfectly written and something we've been saying for fucking years. Your own performers. The Big Show said it. Live TV sucks. The creative minds and the creative direction sucks. You stand around all day long for something that fucking sucks shit. It's fucking garbage. And then you gotta fucking stand around all day and perform this and then go home and go to the next city. Daniel Bryan wants WWE to have a sense of realism, a more organic feel. Now you got former guys who worked for your company saying the same fucking thing. Why are all these people saying the same thing, but it's not registering with the people that work there? I don't understand it. Everyone is saying it. From performers, ex-performers, fucking your legends who have their own show and podcasts. What is it going to take for people in this company to realize? Brian Kendrick even said something about the lackadaisical feeling that the agents and the fucking people backstage who have an office role, they don't cater to the superstars. They don't envision anything. They don't take care of their performers. They don't really motivate, you know? They just send them out there. They don't guide. They don't teach. It's like everybody's just a fucking free-for-all, you know? It's disgusting. Everything about how this company needs to change is coming out in current guys, ex-guys, legends who have their own show, but nobody is listening. I just don't get it. Unfucking real, man. I just wanted to get that in there, man. I like reporting NXT news during the review. I seen that and I couldn't wait to report that to you guys because that was fucking something that needed to be said. Marcus Lewis. I don't know who he was or what he did, but that was absolutely beautifully written. And I cannot agree anymore with him on what he wrote, you know? And I don't know why he deleted it. I would have kept it up. You're not with the fucking company anymore. You're not going to have any repercussions from speaking out against their creative team or Triple H or Vince McMahon. Why not? Maybe he doesn't want to burn any bridges. Maybe he wants to work his way back there in that type of role. Who the fuck knows? But that was beautifully written. I have absolutely nothing to add to that. Perfectly said by Marcus Lewis there about how WWE needs to change. Thank you guys so much. That is your NXT review. I know very brief. Not much happened outside the show. Ember Moon coming back after injury. Bobby Roode and Roderick Strong being set up for a championship match. Asuka wasn't there. She's got her match with Nikki Cross next week. Aleister Black and Kassius Ohno had a very hard-hitting match. If you guys missed it this week, I'd say go back and watch it, man. You're going to be very entertained by what those two guys did in the main event. And that's pretty much it, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Lucha Underground review. I'll watch it tonight on DVR. Until then, enjoy your Wednesdays. I am JD. Hit that thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. And hit that subscribe button down below with that bell for the notifications, man. I'm JD, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, Thursday, with Lucha Underground and more of the Cueto Cup. I'll talk to you later.